Hi, this is Pearl and welcome to my channel. Today I have my week 2 of my 2020 Project Life process video for you today. I am using the Studio Calico January kit. It's a subscription-based kit and I will leave the link for how you can subscribe to this kit down below. I've been subscribing to Studio Calico for years now, maybe six or 7 years. And this is my 10th year doing Project Life. So I'm really excited about this because there's so many things that are the same, yet this year is going to be so different. And I can't wait to get to the part where I record this pandemic and this craziness of this world as it is today. I hope everyone is healthy and staying safe and not going too crazy staying at home. So I place my photos into a chronological order, and I do kind of a chronological based scrapbooking based on the week. Even though it may not balance perfectly, I still like to do it a little chronologically because that's just how my brain works. Then I go through the Studio Calico journaling cards, and then I try to decide which cards I'm going to use. And the nice thing about having a kit is that everything goes together, so I don't really have to worry about if the cards are going to match and whatnot. I just try to see which journaling cards I want to use that's going to work best for what I'm going to be journaling. There are a lot of cards there that are just filler cards, and they're beautiful to use, but I do a lot of journaling. I also do this print and cut that Studio Calico sells for their labels, and the labels match the kits perfectly. So I always do that every month as well. And then whatever leftover labels I have, I just put into a bin, and I use those whenever I need a label that may not be corresponding with a particular kit. So I'm going through the embellishments because one thing I always forget to do is I always forget to use all of the embellishments that come with the kit. So here I'm using the Felicity Jane Marigold Essentials Alphas. They're puffy stickers, and I'm going to use that to put the 02 to indicate that it's the second week. And I'm going to put it on the journaling card that says trust, breathe, hope, play, try, give, do, believe. After that, I'm going to start working on the top left photo. And this is a photo of my son. We were leaving Mammoth, and we were about half hour out when he realized he forgot his iPad in our hotel room. So we had to drive all the way back. Good thing we weren't all the way home. We drove back, although I guess they could have posted it to us. We drove back, and I just took a picture of him coming back to the car afterwards. And I am using the chipboard that says a little adventure on there. And then I'm using a label, and I wrote using a Stabilo dark gray fine liner. I wrote, we checked out of the hotel and were driving home when Uni announced he left his iPad at the hotel. After I journal that, I'm going to use a tiny attacher, and the tiny attacher I have here is one that I bought at a local scrapbook store when they were open, and they don't sell those anymore, so I will just record or link down below the Tim Holtz tiny attacher because it uses the same size staple. Next, I'm going to take the date stamp, and here I'm using the One Canoe 2 date stamp. I like the small font on the stamp, and I'm going to use my Stays on Black ink to date on the photo. I like to date every photo and journaling card that I have. And I think I mentioned it in this last week's video, but I sometimes wonder if I should just put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday on there instead of the date. But I've been doing this for 10 years now, so I guess I'm kind of out of the habit. So here's a picture of my daughter getting her first piano lesson, and I'm putting the chipboard, Trust the Magic of New Beginnings. My third son was so excited for her to start piano lessons that he was there sitting with her during her lesson. I'm going to use the stamp set that came with the stamp, and I'm going to end up using the one that says yes to this, and I'm going to stamp that to the top left-hand corner of the photo. And I'm going to use Stays On for this because when you need to stamp on a photo, stays on the photo and dries quickly so it doesn't smear. Next, I have this picture of my daughter doing a handstand. She's getting so good at acro, and I just used a ticket that came as an ephemera, or not ephemera, as embellishment for the kit, and I'm going to stamp awesome onto this ticket, and I'm going to attach that to the photo because there's really nothing to say other than she's doing amazing. And for this, I use the VersaFine Black Onyx ink stamp. Now this ink pad is amazing for fine detailing, and so it's awesome, as the stamp says, because you can see the negative space and the space clearly with this ink pad. Now I'm on the next journaling card. I'm using the stamp set, and it says capturing all the magical memories, and I'm putting stamping that onto the top of that journaling card. And I wrote, today Kaya finally started piano lessons, and I have the date January 7 put on there so it indicates that it's correlating to the picture above. And then I'm going to put a small chipboard circle that says yay to the bottom of that journaling card in the middle, so it has a vertical design. Now next is a picture, a screenshot that I took of my YouTube. It just says like how many subscribers I have for each of my YouTube channels. Now at this point I had decided to stop my makeup YouTube channel, so I only have 25 subscribers, and I decided to just focus solely on the scrapbooking channel. So, but I just wanted to document that I had done that and put that there. On the bottom left-hand photo shows YouTube sends analytics, and so I just screenshot that and put it onto a 4x6 and just put that in because I just want to remember that in the future. Next, on the picture of my daughter coming to practice piano, I try to stamp something, and it says loving this to the piano, and it ended up not working. So I'm going to end up printing another picture. I stamped loving this onto a ticket stub, and I'm going to put that onto the top of the left hand side of the photo, and I'm going to staple that on. I use the adhesive first, but then I use the staples to add dimension. And then on the bottom I'm going to use a label, and I'm going to write, as soon as we got home from school, Kaya ran to the piano to start practicing. Love. And I'm going to put the date on there. Now it's so interesting to see because in January we were still going to school and coming home, and this pandemic hadn't gotten as crazy as it had, even though we knew about the coronavirus starting in China. It's just crazy to think how regular life used to be just a few months ago. Before I move on to the right hand side of my layout, I'm going to go through my chipboards and see if I need to add anything else, and I'm going to add a high five chipboard to the YouTube photo. Proud of myself. I'm going to put the yay to the yellow journaling card, and a black chipboard that says here and now to the YouTube 3x4 screenshot that I have. Now I'm going to move over to the right hand side of my page, and first I'm going to work on the top left photo, and it's a photo of my daughter in her Hot Tots dance team dance class, and it says life lately. And on a journaling card I write Hot Tots to may I have your attention. They're practicing for their competition that they have. Her first competition is going to be in February, so they're practicing for that. Then I'm going to go on to the next photo, and I like to use dark gray to journal because it's not as stark as a black ink pen maybe. Although I'm not happy with my handwriting with this Stabilo fine liner, but you know, yeah, trade-offs I guess. Okay, so next I'm going to work on, let's see, I'm putting the stamp back because I'm going to stamp on this card, and I'm using the Totally Fun stamp, and it's about my kids being at a birthday party, and when the piñata, of course, broke open, everyone was scrambling to get the candy, and a lot of it went into the bushes. I don't think that was planned very well. And on the label I wrote, Uni is such a great big brother. So my third son was invited to a birthday party. He was invited to a party and said Kaya could stay with him. I didn't want to just drop him off and leave him there. We're still working on speaking up for themselves, and most of the parents still stay for the second graders and their birthday parties. but he said that his little sister could stay at the party too, so that was kind and very generous of him. I forget sometimes that he can be so generous because at home it seems like all they do is fight. So after I journal that and use the tiny attacher to put a staple to that label, I like to staple all of my labels. I am going to do the next photo, the 3x4 of my daughter with black lips. This is from the cupcake that she had at the party. And I just wanted to take a picture of her with the black lips. No journaling needed. I'm going to put the date on there and just put this little heart chipboard on there. Now, I was excited because I had scheduled myself and purchased a ticket to go to PlannerCon this year. I've never been. I have been using planners since I was in high school. And I still have most of my planners. I don't know if that's hoarding or if it's saving documentation. So I'm not sure why I picked up this black pen, but I finally did it. I purchased a ticket to attend PlannerCon. I've been wanting to go for years, but was too scared to go alone, and I'm going to have fun. And I bit the bullet and just decided to go by myself. So after I document that, I have this picture of my girlfriend and I in the bottom left-hand corner. The day before, she found tickets to go see Dear Evan Hansen, and she asked me if I wanted to go. She knows how much I love theater and musicals and whatnot, so of course I was excited to go. And if you have not seen it, it is haunting. Haunting. I could not stop thinking about this musical for days. So I wrote, Jocelyn and I went to see Dear Evan Hansen. It left me with so much to think about, and I stamped the date on there. Now, on this spread, I used a Felicity Jane. She has these, I don't know what they're called, where you can attach a playbill to it. And so I'm going to have the playbill in between these two pages. So I take the January chipboard and I put that into the middle of that journaling card. And that's it. That's my week 2 for my project life. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.